Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Today I am going to talk about my second trimester symptoms and cravings. If you are in your second trimester, first, let me say congratulations for surviving the first trimester. If by chance you're still in your first trimester, then head on over to this video where I talk about my first trimester symptoms and cravings. If I could guess, you are probably watching this video because you're just starting the second trimester and you are wondering if it's going to provide you some relief compared to the first trimester. And I am here to say you are right. The second trimester is literally like the honeymoon stage of pregnancy. Your nausea eases up, your fatigue goes away. To be completely honest, I did not even feel pregnant at all in the second trimester. It was great. That being said, there were a few things that I experienced in the second trimester that typically not everyone experiences, but I think they're worth mentioning. So let's jump right into it. One thing I experienced in the second trimester was some SI joint pain. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I just did a quick Google search, and your SI joint is located to either the right or the left side of your tailbone. So if you're having pain in that area, it's most likely your SI joint. Of course, it could be something else, but in my case, it was the SI joint. I actually started feeling this around 12 weeks. I often lay on the ground on my back just to like stretch, and I like to crack my back, and I started noticing like this dull pain near my SI joint, and I was like, that's weird. And then when the second trimester approached, the pain started getting worse. And I had one day where I woke up and it was shooting pain in this area. And it actually was, I thought it was the sciatic nerve, but it ended up not being that. But I had shooting pain like from the joint down to the bottom of my butt cheek. And the pain was so bad, I couldn't sit, I couldn't roll over to the side, I couldn't stand up without just like this burning, shooting pain. And of course, it was on Memorial Day, so like no chiropractors were open. I just had to sit and suffer with this pain. I tried everything. I tried ice, I tried heating pads, I tried Tylenol, everything I tried, and nothing was working. There was a moment that day where I got on the floor to stretch, because stretching usually helps with everything, and it didn't help with this, but I got on the floor to stretch. My husband went for a run, and while he was gone, I tried to get up, and the pain was so bad, I could not even stand up. Like, that was scary. I've never experienced not being able to get up before. And so he finally got home and he helped me up. And then the next day, I finally got in to go see a chiropractor, and I didn't see instant relief, but after probably about 5 sessions of adjustments, they were able to help with the pain. When I first went into the chiropractor, the pain was so bad that they have those scales where they measure like how much weight you're holding in one foot compared to the other. And I was holding 15 more pounds in one leg than I was the other, because that's how bad it was hurting, and I was like overcompensating. And they said if I didn't come in, it probably would have led to other issues like with your knee on the other side where your pain wasn't happening. So I am really, really glad that I went. And that was actually one of my doctor's recommendations, was to go see a chiropractor. I never believed in chiropractors before, but I'm still going up until this day, and I am pain-free. I'm back in the gym. So if you have any like pelvic pain during pregnancy, I swear by chiropractors, don't let the cracking scare you. They're there to help you realign your body. And when you get pregnant, your body just doesn't know sometimes how to adjust. When my belly was growing, like I didn't know where to hold my weight. And so they said that that could have caused the pain. So I was really glad that I went. And if you ever have this type of pain, go see a chiropractor. Another thing that happened in the second trimester was swollen hands and feet. Typically, this doesn't happen until the third trimester, but literally when I hit the second trimester, my hands and my feet were so swollen. And it was also summertime, so that could have had something to do with it. But immediately I was like, oh my gosh, like this could be preeclampsia. It could be something serious. And so I went to my doctor and I was like, I'm really concerned. Like my wedding bands don't fit anymore. My engagement ring doesn't fit anymore. My shoes are getting tight. Like, is this a sign that something is wrong being a first-time mom? And she's like, oh no, like typically people start swelling at different points. So I guess I was just one of the unlucky ones. And it started swelling really early. And now I'm in the 3rd trimester and there's even more swelling. I guess I just got unlucky with that. When the swelling started in the 2nd trimester, I wanted to go get my rings resized so bad because we just got married like last year and I was like, oh, I don't want to have to wear like these rubber silicone rings. I want to be able to wear my wedding band. But I've already gotten my engagement ring resized like 4 times, and the last time I got it resized, they were like, if you get it resized one more time, we're gonna have to put these things in it, and I don't remember what they were, but I was like, I guess I'll just wait until after I have the baby. But then I guess your swelling really doesn't go down until like 6 months postpartum, so now I'm like a year without my rings, and if I get pregnant again, then I don't know, maybe I'll just get them resized. But for now, I'm just doing the silicone ones. Also, I found a fake wedding band set at Target, and it's just like one of the cheap sterling silver wedding band sets, but it's really good for like occasions. Like we just had our maternity pictures yesterday, and I was able to wear those, and they're like $20 at Target. So if you ever need like fake rings, I know they sell some like on Amazon, they have them at Target, but that was, my husband like always jokes because he's like, we should have just bought these instead of spending money on like real rings. But yeah, that's a good alternative as well. The most exciting event of the 2nd trimester was when I felt the first flutter or first kick. They say for first-time moms, you typically do not feel the first kick until around like 20 weeks. Well, I felt her around 16 weeks. I was so shocked. At first, I was like, wait, was that a muscle twitch or was that a baby? Like if you ever get dehydrated and like you get a twitch in your eye, or like you get just like a muscle spasm in your shoulder, that's exactly what it feels like. And so I didn't know like if it was a muscle twitch or if it was the baby. And then I noticed like day by day, like it would just get stronger and stronger and stronger. So that was like the greatest moment ever. But it also was sad because like my husband couldn't feel her at that point. And so it was sad that he wasn't able to experience that. But then probably around 22 weeks, he started being able to feel her from the outside. So that made it even more special. Toward the end of the 2nd trimester, I started having a really bad heartburn. And if you are someone and you deal with heartburn, like when you're not pregnant on a daily basis, I'm so sorry because the pain is so intense and I never knew that it was that bad. So I started feeling it like, it was like really more indigestion at first, and then it was just like all up here constantly was burning. And it did get worse in the 3rd trimester, but the 2nd trimester was when I started feeling it. And I was like, ooh, this is not a very pleasant symptom. I will say that dairy and tomatoes and anything spicy made it worse. And I'm sure it's different like for everyone. You know, everyone's bodies are different and can handle different foods. But those were the 3 food groups that, like, if I had them, I for sure was going to be up with heartburn. Now we move on to cravings, which is always fun to talk about. So my first craving that I had in the 2nd trimester was French fries, and that's not anything new. If you know me, you know that I crave French fries at least once a week. Like, I've craved French fries my entire life, and so this wasn't anything new. Ice cream. That is a craving that I've had throughout my whole pregnancy. And the second trimester, it got really intense. My husband and I, we actually met in Cold Stone and we got engaged in Cold Stone, and there's Cold Stone that's like 5 minutes from us. We must have went to Cold Stone like at least once a week during the second trimester because I was craving ice cream so bad. I would think about it and my mouth would water and I would need to get it. Like there was no choice. We had to go get ice cream. So I typically would get like either mint or strawberry or vanilla, and then I would get some marshmallows put into it, and that was my go-to ice cream. All right, this one is a funny one. Sour gummy worms. I was craving these one day and I was at Publix shopping and they have sour gummy worms there, but it's a huge bag. Like it is like that big. And they have the gummy worms at the gas station, but I was already at Publix and I was like, oh, I don't want to stop somewhere else, so let me just get these gummy worms. So I came home with this huge bag of sour gummy worms. And that's like my husband loves sour gummy worms. It ended up lasting us like a month, but I wish that I had just gotten the small bag. So if you ever have a choice, get the small bag because usually a craving doesn't last that long. Next up is a healthy craving. Finally. Second trimester, I was craving vegetables so bad because in the first trimester, I don't even think I ate one vegetable. I couldn't think about vegetables. I couldn't taste them. Like any thought of just vegetables in the first trimester made me want to puke. And I'm typically like, I love vegetables. I would make vegetables like every single night, but first trimester, I didn't want them. So second trimester, I was like, oh my gosh, I want Brussels sprouts again. I want green beans. I want peppers. Like, I want all of these vegetables. And so there were a few weeks where I literally made like roasted veggies every single night and they were delicious. Next craving was peanut butter. So I grew up loving peanut butter. Like, I've always loved it, but I've never really craved it. I just eat it because it sounds good, but I'm not like thinking about it nonstop and craving it. And I think it was because one time when I was little, I had a jar of peanut butter and I was like eating it by the spoonful because I loved peanut butter. I just ate too much and I was watching TV at the time, so I put the peanut butter next to the TV and I was like watching TV, like looking at the peanut butter, watching TV, looking at the peanut butter, and every time I would look at it, like I would feel like I was gonna throw up. And so I think after that, like I still ate it, but I never really craved it because I had that traumatic peanut butter experience. During the second trimester, I was craving peanut butter. And I think because like I was craving other sweets and peanut butter is sweet. And so I think that's why I was craving it, but I had never craved that since I was like a child. All right, this craving was one of the strongest cravings. And I remember because I couldn't have it. Typical Chick-fil-A story, you crave stuff on Sundays. I was craving their breakfast hash browns. They're like these little teeny tiny circle hash browns and they're crunchy and they're greasy and they're so good. But it was Sunday and I couldn't have it and it was so bad. I ended up waiting, I think like a whole week before I had it. I don't know why I waited. I could have went and got Chick-fil-A hash browns, but I was like, oh, I'll just wait till the weekend. And by the time I had them, like I devoured those hash browns and immediately wanted more. They were so good. If you have been in the second trimester already, please comment your symptoms and your cravings below to help the newbies who are just going into the second trimester. If you liked this video, please let me know and give this video a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe and then also turn on the notifications so that you are informed the next time I post a video. And that video is going to be a nursery tour, which I'm so excited about. And then also like nursery organization. I have everything in drawers, categorized, labeled. I'm a type A person, so if you are interested in that video, then just subscribe and then turn on the notifications. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.